Okay, hey everyone, we are moving on to Unit 4, Lesson 4. Today we're going to be focusing on comparing and ordering decimals. Okay, so we, in the last lesson, we shaded decimals into a thousandths grid or a hundredths grid or a tenths grid, depending on what your number is. So if you had the number 48 hundredths, you would grab a hundredths grid. You would shade in 4 columns and 8 squares, so overall you would have 48 of the 100 squares shaded in. Okay, so that's just a little bit of a reminder. So today, let's say that you had the numbers 34 hundredths and 248 thousandths. Okay, well, initially when you look at this number, this looks bigger, and the reason it looks bigger is because there's 3 digits after the decimal. But don't let that confuse you, because last time in the last lesson we also talked about how 34 hundredths could also, so this would be 34 of the 100 squares, could also be 340 thousandths, so 340 of our 1,000 small rectangles shaded in if we're on a thousandths grid. So if we looked at it this way and added that 0, really 340 is bigger than 248 as a number. So 340 thousandths is actually bigger than 248 thousandths. So keep that in mind. If you have 4 tenths, it's the same as, if we added a 0, it's the same as 40 hundredths or 400 thousandths. It's just we have that many digits after the decimal place. But no difference. It would be the exact same amount shaded on your charts. Okay, or grids. So let's say that we have something it looks very close here. 248 thousandths and 24 hundredths. Remember? Okay, we have 3 digits after the decimal here. We only have 2 here, so let's make it so they have the same amount of digits. I would do that by adding a 0. I have 248 thousandths. I have 240 thousandths. Which one is bigger? This one. Okay? So that is how we compare decimals. So we compare 2 decimals there. So if we had, let me just give you a bunch, like let's do 4 decimals. So I'm going to give you, my pen's kind of running out here. No, okay. I'm going to give you 4 different decimals. Okay, so I have 3 tenths, so 1 digit after the decimal. I have 39 hundredths, so 2 digits after the decimal. I have 240 thousandths, so 3 digits after the decimal, and I have 8 hundredths, so 2 different digits after the decimal. So what I want to do is I want to order those from smallest to largest. Okay, so if you're thinking about all these numbers separately, the most digits we have after our decimal is 1, 2, 3 places. So what I want to do is I want to change all of these decimals so they have 3 digits after the decimal. So this will now become 300 thousandths. This will now become 390 thousandths. This will stay the same because there's 3 digits already after the decimal. And this will become 80 thousandths. So Now just simply say the numbers that are after the decimal. 300, 390, 240, 80. So out of all those numbers, which one is the smallest? Well, 80 is. So that's what I would start with when ordering these. 80 thousandths. My original one, I guess I would write it my original decimal. So it would be 8 hundredths. Then I would go 240 thousandths. My original is 240 thousandths. It's kind of hard to see. Then my next one, 300 or 390. This one, my original decimal is 3/10. And then lastly, 390, which my original was 39 hundredths. So that is how we would order decimals. So really kind of see which which decimal has the most digits. Change all of the decimals so they have that same number of digits. So you'd just be adding zeros. And then what I would want you to do is rewrite them in order with your original decimal. So even though I changed 39 hundredths to 390 thousandths, when I went down and actually wrote my answer from smallest to largest, I wrote my original decimal, which was 39 hundredths. So, all right, what you need to do now is you need to look at Math Journal page 1. I'm sorry, I'm on the wrong page. I want you to go ahead and work on 121. This is a review of Unit 3 with your remainders. Really think about what the problem is saying. And then you can work on Math Journal 122, and you will be doing HomeLink, comparing and ordering decimals to show that you understand what this video was all about.